What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of JR and the Crew with Rocky Nash. All right, we in the building today. And before we get into our topic, because we never know our topic, it's just going to lead right into the next, to the next, to the next. So I asked this guy to be prepared, but he doesn't want to be prepared. He just wants to go right into it because we actually have some great conversations when we just talk. We're talking about some plants. But before we get into our whole topic, man, I want to give a shout out to my sponsors.
Yeah.
Okay, so
his sponsors.
My sponsors, because I don't share it with Rocky. Rocky has his own sponsors.
I have my own sponsors.
Yeah, he has his own sponsors.
Shout out to Monster. They are sponsoring me.
Yeah, Rocky Nash.
You have any big sponsor like that, dog, or no? You have a big sponsor like Monster? Because I do.
I'm about to call my sponsor right now and tell her what's up.
Go ahead with your Black Widow. Shout out to Black Widow. They're cool people. I like them.
Yeah, Black Widow's cool.
Yeah, they're cool people.
No, but hey, shout out to Black Widow Investigations, man. Your legal team. Also, don't forget, if you ride a bike, we got Black Widow Cycle Guard,
girl.
unlimited warranty and stuff. Not, well, I should say, right? Warranty, because, hey, Rock, what happens? People buy a bike.
Yep.
You got factory warranty.
Yep.
They drive off after the factory warranty. You modify the bike, which they all do.
Guys, if you get in a car accident, call CCLA, located in Irwindale, California.
See,
That's
hey,
one of my sponsors.
That's one of your sponsors. And hey, guess what? SGV.now, man. The San Gabriel Valley News, SGV.now. He actually has Jer and the Crew on 3 billboards, digital billboards right now. Oh, amazing.
I don't have that, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Do you have that? Are
I
you on a
don't
billboard,
have
bro?
that.
Are you on a billboard? Oh, here.
I'm not on a what?
Hold your monster up, dog.
And, well, when I was younger, I was on billboards.
What?
Just tag all
Most
over
wanted?
them.
Most wanted?
No, just tag all over them. We just call it the heavens.
Oh,
But speaking of heavens, guys, where are you going if you get in a motorcycle accident? Do you know your destiny? Black Widow, can I help you with that?
Oh my God, that was perfect. That was a perfect.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, just give a microphone. Don't mean have to use it.
Yeah. Why are we getting personal with our sponsors, bro? We can't be attacking our sponsors. All of a sudden, our sponsors are going to start fighting. But hey, man, look, guys, make sure you guys check out our sponsors. But right now, man, we got a Chicano Spotlight brought to you by Chicano Hollywood. Check it out, man. We'll be right back with our, I don't know, topic. We'll see. We'll be right back.
What's up, JR and the Crew? I'm Athania from Chicano Hollywood, and for this week's Chicano Spotlight, we are right now at LA Live on our way to an advanced screening of Blue Beetle.
JR and the Foo. Hey, man. What? Well, you know what? I don't see no lights. Like, I don't see a tower pole.
Oh, yeah, we should put like red lights on the cameras.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. I always get really excited for the show because I don't know what we're gonna talk about. I know what the PowerPoint is, the outline, kind of. God.
Yes.
Like it should be in our life.
Exactly.
But we go off course sometimes. Not only with the podcast, but in our life.
In our lives, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the podcast we stay on course.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to start out. So I went to this church. I've been doing, it's
I
called.
love your church visiting moments, bro. It's amazing.
So I'm doing a church tour right now.
Hey, I'm gonna put a song when you do this, okay?
Yeah. So I'm doing a church tour right now. Just going around, going to different churches. I'm trying to find a home. I'm trying to find a home. And I told you before, like, because I don't like fellowship. Mm-hmm. And people always ask me, why do you like these big mega churches? I go because I like to get in, get my worship on, hear a good word, and
you're not noticed.
I don't want fellowship. I've been in so many churches where there's a lot of gossip going on.
Right, yeah.
You're telling your problem, and you're not supposed to judge. By human nature, you're gonna judge.
Right.
So, for my fellowship, my family's so tuned in, with the Lord Jesus, that my fellowship is my family that go to church. If I want a fellowship and tell anybody my problems, I'm gonna tell my family that because they are not gonna judge me, and they're actually gonna try to help me, and their prayers are more sincere. Like I'm like this is my mom. I'm gonna pray for Rocky. That's my son, and she really means that prayer. You don't go to fellowship. They might pray over you, but sometimes it's
or
just
someone
like
texting you saying, "I'm praying for you," but they don't. Yeah.
If I were to say I'm gonna pray for you, like I'm really gonna pray for you. Like you're in my morning shower prayer for sure. That's where I get my
morning shower.
You didn't go. A lot of powerful things are done in the shower.
Wow.
So I do a lot of prayers in the shower. That's what I get all my prayers done. But I've been going to different churches, and I go to this church. It's in Rancho Cucamonga, and the worship's really good, bro. The worship's good, and I'm up at the worship because I'm singing. You know, I can't sing good, but I can worship with the best of them.
Well, you belong in the choir, bro. I
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. So the first 30 minutes, and this was embarrassing because if I were to a friend with me for a first time at church, what do people that don't go to church always say about churches?
Money
Money-hungry churches.
Yep.
It's a big business. It's a scam, etc. Et
So you went on tithing day.
So it wasn't
Ephesus or something.
So the first 30 minutes, not even exactly, first 30 minutes, they're talking about finances. Not of
Always
your
happens.
finances, but of the church. Oh, wow. We have a school here, and the school and needs money for this and that. You know, enrollment's not big. Thanks, COVID. Every church is going to blame the COVID for everything now. COVID's for everything, you know? So, like, it's Biden's fault or COVID's fault. So, anyway, he's talking about 3 minutes. He's all, there's about 150. This is their words. About 150 people here right now. If each of you gave $50 more right now, God's not only gonna bless you. Like, first of all, it's not the stock market, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like I don't want to say hate, but I dislike when churches use that, like, give 20% more instead of 10%, and next week and your bank account is gonna show, like, it goes, bro, you can't guarantee that. Like, you can't. And blessings on blessings, it's not finances.
No,
like,
it's not.
I got a great Instagram message the other day in the DMs. I was with my family. I took my son to a Dodger game. I was there with my sister. And so the guy goes, bro, you're rich. And I know what he meant by it.
Yeah.
He didn't mean by money at all. He just meant I'm rich by my family and the love that I get. And to me, I go, you're right, bro. Like, I'm filthy rich.
Yeah.
I'm so rich. Maybe not in the bank statement's not going to show it, but, you know, my life shows it. And I live a very blessed life, bro. Just that, not only that people love me, but I know what love is, and I know how to love back. And that's the richest gift. Not to be cheesy, but
no,
like,
that's a great gift.
I wake up knowing that I'm loved. Like, I know I'm loved, bro. I know I love people back, and I wake up joyful over that. You know, do I have a problem with finances and so on? Yeah, everybody does.
No, everybody goes through those slumps and stuff. Yeah,
so
man.
When this church is preaching about finances, like, bro, stop. Because there should be no church that does 30 minutes about finances and tithing and only 15 minutes of the Lord, of Jesus Christ. You're talking about more about money than you are about glory.
Yeah.
And I don't like that, bro.
And I understand it is, you know, when we were involved in church, it just happened like, it's like people come and visit. Yeah. And it just sucks. Because I understand why the churches have to do that. I do understand why the churches have to share sometimes because that's why they have Bible studies. So the churches they disperse in Bible studies, but when they come together, the pastor is sharing the vision of the reason certain things.
I get it.
But it just happens to be that Rocky attends on the day when they're actually putting out there like, hey,
You need to go to our church.
yeah,
No, I don't.
Visit our church, dude.
oh,
Your church seems like it's a Victory Outreach church.
no, it's not, dude.
Okay.
One and all.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Have you visited?
Are they a sponsor?
There will be a sponsor. No, we One and All, you'll like One and All, man. It's a really great church. I love the fact that they do it very discreet too. Like, hey, because you know what, you're right. People shouldn't say, in general, hey, if you give, God's gonna bless you. Because at the end of the day, it's your heart.
100%.
It's how you give. So if you're literally giving with the wrong motive, like, oh, I just want something back.
You're giving as a gambling thought.
Exactly.
A gambling heart.
I'm gonna give it.
You know
'cause I
what?
know I'm gonna get something back.
I'll put it on black. Like, pretty much, right? So you're not giving with your heart. What you're saying.
And that's what matters, is that you have to give, and when you give with your heart. Jesus, I guess, isn't there a story where she gave, oh my God, she gave the perfume, right? And they were like, because she washed Jesus' feet with perfume.
Yes.
And they were like, does she not know how much that cost? And Jesus was like, yes, but because she gave all that she has. This is what she had at that moment. So that was the most valuable thing, because she gave it with her heart. Yeah. And she washed his feet and stuff. So that's the thing, like, people have to have it. So I understand. Yeah, I do understand. It can kind of be a turn-off-ish type thing. But You just went on the wrong day, bro. You went on a
No,
wrong
no,
day.
no. But see, like I'm not a baby Christian where I know there's days like that. Like I've been in church. I know there's
The pastor has to address the congregation.
but like for 30 minutes, bro. Like you know, usually that might be talked about me on a Wednesday night session.
Okay, yeah,
but I wouldn't
yeah.
put it on a Sunday because people are going to church, brand new people going to church. Yet, like usually like people that are really deep into religion with God, they you know they have to go on Wednesdays and so on. So maybe
Yeah.
it's more a Wednesday subject.
Yeah.
I would say.
So churches out there, make sure you guys be on.
I'm not
Rocky might visit your church on a Sunday,
I'm
so
just
you
saying.
better be prepared.
and what and you know I'm not here to say what I don't like about churches, you know, like, but I'm not one to like I'll call it how I see it. And this is what I didn't like. Another thing I didn't like about it. But I like a lot of things about this church, and I'll say what things I do like about it. It's very hardcore
I think
church.
I've seen you gone to that church a couple times.
Yeah, it's my founding church.
Oh, okay. It's my
But just because my founding church doesn't mean it's perfect either.
No,
I'm
no.
gonna call it. I told my founding, go, this is dumb. Like this is dumb. And but overall, so they go and they go, well, look at it. I know, you know, we pass baskets around and nobody does that. Everybody does text, paying on text through their phone, Zao.
Yes, I do, yeah.
He's also, they have baskets on the stage, right? And they go, if you pay by phone or Zao, they come up here and just put your phone over the basket and just acknowledge that you paid. I go, no, bro. Like when you give behind closed doors. It's
Yeah.
a personal thing between you and God. I don't need to know
I'm gonna have
Karen
to- yeah.
or anybody know. Oh, Rocky paid. Like, no, bro. I'm gonna put my phone over the basket, pretend that's silly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like nobody in this congregation in this church even knows if I pay tithing or not.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sorry.
Because you might have done it at home already and just came in.
It
came to
just
church.
it makes no sense, bro.
Yeah.
It makes no. And there's probably and I know and the thing about the Bible, there's scriptures that even when we talk about 10% tithings, you know, and that's
Yeah.
you could say scriptures about it's 10% tithings, and there's scriptures that say no, like it's not even about the money. You know, there's different scriptures, but obviously Pastor didn't pick the scripture what fits, you know, their
For that moment,
finances.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
you
moment.
know, but that's where I was at yesterday at church, and it was a good. The word was good. I just get like, you know me, I'm just like, oh my God.
No, I didn't get to make it to church, bro. We were on the hurricane watch.
Heathen.
I was on the hurricane watch, so I wasn't able to make it. Bro, I had to go. I had to stay in the house with my family, make sure that we survived yesterday.
Yeah.
That's where I was at. Sorry, bro. I wasn't able
But
to
look
make
at the end of the day, man. If God is blessing you, you have more to give the church. Then like churches, it does cost money. That AC that's bumping in the air, like
Yeah.
you need to pay for that. The lights, churches ain't the cheapest thing to run. There are a lot of things. They give a lot to charity. I mean, most
Yeah.
churches do as they should, I would think. You know, so I mean, if you're blessed, there's nothing wrong with blessing a church with the extra finances if you have it.
Well, I do believe this too, and I don't know. I think Jimmy does too. It's just I believe yes, the Bible says to tithe, to give your 10%, but I don't believe it necessarily doesn't. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know if it has to be a church, but maybe it's a different ministry, a charity, like you said. You're blessing different people and blessing them because I know. I'm actually kind of think I'm answering that own question myself as I'm talking to you because you do eventually want to tithe to the place where they're feeding you.
Well,
So
put it like this: my parents are ministers. I tithe to my parents.
yeah. See,
So my parents.
It's called rent, bro.
No.
You need to move out.
My parents been ministers for 40 years.
Okay.
So my parents have survived and they've lived through the ministry and got paid through the ministry.
No, I
so
get it.
I grew up my whole life, so I don't tithe to my church. My wife tithes to the church, but I tithe to my parents because I back up my parents' ministry. And so I feel that like I'm providing and tithing to my parents so my parents could preach the gospel.
yeah, his parents are evangelists.
Yeah,
They have
my
their own
parents
ministry.
No, I guess so. Right now, like I don't have a home-based church, so right now I was just thinking about because before, like even to like maybe about a month ago, I was still tithing to Hillsong. It would just come out of my straight bank account. I have it set up that way. I haven't been in Hillsong in years, but I felt like I still need a tithe. But now I stopped it, so right now I haven't been tithing. But I feel like I do like the person that helps me out a lot. It's not a church, but it's Prophet Rob. You know, he has his own foundation.
That's
He has his own
perfect.
ministry. And he helps. He's a phone call. He helps me a lot with a lot of things. So if I'm gonna tie to anybody, I'm gonna tie to this man individually. Like, and I
and
feel
that's
like
good.
it's going somewhere good.
because he's investing into your life,
Exactly.
and that's where you.
I'll
give-
call him right now. He'll pray for me. Like, give me a word. So like with Prophet Rob, like I'll just tie to him. So I'll be thinking about doing his thing instead.
Yeah, because it is important to tithe. It's important to tithe because it is a duty. You know what? Even if you don't believe in God, what you give is what you get out. So you know you're you're seeding, you're
Sowing a seed.
sowing a seed. You know what I mean? So you're sowing a seed and you're putting it out there. And most people that I've seen very successful are the people that are givers.
Yeah.
You give, but you give with a good heart.
Yeah.
You got to give with a good heart, a
If
pure
not,
heart.
it's pointless.
It's
Don't do
pointless.
it as obligation. Like, oh,
Yeah.
if you act like telling like it's a bill, they don't.
Yeah.
You're not. It's nothing. Like God don't even. First of all, God does not need your money.
That,
God's pretty well off on his own. He's pretty well off, guys. You know.
yeah, I think he's pretty rich, man.
Yeah, he's
I think
pretty-
he's pretty. He could,
Yeah.
Well, he's constantly blessing everybody else. So you know. What I
Yeah.
mean? But you know, yeah, if you give with a good heart, man, because you know, if you get into a really good church and you're there, you want to give where you're planning. Like you said, Prophet Rob is someone who helps you out a lot. That's his ministry. So you're actually tithing to him. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And me, yeah, my church and stuff. That's where I go. I also plant seed right there too. So it's good. Yeah.
How are you getting with this? I know this is probably our third or fourth show. How are you? I mean, I know feedback's pretty good, especially on Facebook and so on. But as far as you putting it, you know, when you do say you're a Christian, you say I'm a Christian. You can do one post about you being a Christian, or you can put a meme up if you're a Christian.
You're watching?
But just, but I'm just saying, like, you post one thing about Christianity, right away you're a target if you burp the wrong way, or that you're a Christian.
Yeah.
So has anybody said anything about you being, because you're putting out this show? Like, are people what I'm saying is when you say you're a Christian, people are gonna judge you right away and nitpick anything you do.
I've had people say to me lately about this show that we're saying exactly what they want to say.
Okay.
Because we're not judging churches, we're not judging pastors or leaders or anybody. But we're just talking about our own experiences and having a good time talking about the Lord. Because at the end of the day, we love the Lord. At the end of the day, we want people to be accountable for what they do and stuff, and the things that they're not doing for what they do and what they're not doing. But the feedback, no, I know in my heart that there is a time that, because I've had somebody recently on the JR on the Cruise show where I even asked him, why haven't you given your all? And he said, you know, because he knows it's just he has to give up a lot, because you only have to give up it depends on what level you're trying to be
You have to give it all up. That's why it's called born again, bro. You're a brand new person.
Yeah, you're a brand new person turning a 360 around. But it's like in anything, it's how far you want to take it. Now, if you want to be a Christian who sits in the pews and listens and receives and goes out and does what he has to do, fine. But if you're moving up in leadership, you're moving up to become a pastor or an evangelist or a prophet, there are, depending on what church you attend, everybody has their own rules, set of rules. And that's where you have to start complying with. So I know at one point I gotta really dive in, but that's a good question, man, because at the end of the day, like when my brother passed away, bro, it knocked me down. It knocked me down to where I had to think about it this weekend, because I knew you were coming on, and I had to confess to myself when I was crying the other day, because it was recently my brother's 3-year anniversary, and I lost myself after my brother's death. And I'm barely fighting myself again, bro. I was on a high horse, and my brother's death just, and
it shook you.
It shook me bad, bro, where it was hard for me to pray. Because my prayer routine was, Lord, touch my mom, touch my brother Anthony, touch my brother. And when I got there, I would break, because I can't say his name anymore. Like, touch my brother Michael, be with, and then I would just stop praying. I would. That was it, bro. I would stop praying because I get mad.
Yeah.
Get angry because I can't pray for him anymore, And so that's a good question, man.
How was that with you? Like, were your prayers ever yelling and being mad at God?
Yeah. I put my head in the pillow, bro. I'll scream. I would numerous times put the music loud in my room, and just everyone knew they left me alone to have the worship on, and I would just put my head in the pillow, man, and just scream, like the why, why, like just.
I'll never. I never been through anything like that, but even now, like, I'm somewhat going through a situation, not even like compared, but I was kind of like questioning God, and I'll question God all the time. He's a perfect God. I'm not perfect, so I'm not going to understand it. I don't understand what he does or what he doesn't do. So I feel like I was in a situation where Like, why'd you put me here for?
Yeah.
Like, why'd you even put me in that situation knowing it's going to fail or knowing it'll destroy me at some point where, like, I don't understand it. Like, you said this for me, confirmation, and then it's not, or whatever it is. And so I get angry at God. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll just, like, I don't get it. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And it's normal for a child to be mad at their parent. It's just something we do, you know? And like I said, child. So I'm acting like a child and being childish.
Right.
And I feel like with God, I had to check myself somewhat. And this is just for me, where God just blessed me with so many gifts, bro. So many gifts. Every day's a gift. And I've been blessed more than, I don't care if you're a millionaire, billionaire. Like, I just feel blessed at heart. And he blessed me with all these amazing things around me. And it's like a kid. You have, your parents bought you all these toys, bro. You have your room is just filled up with toys.
Yeah.
Toy box can't even hold them anymore. All over the floor. And one toy breaks. It just didn't work out. And that toy broke. And I'm throwing a tantrum. I'm throwing such a tantrum, mad at God. God, like, why'd you give me this toy if it's not going to work? Like, why would you give me this toy if it's broken? I can't even use it anymore, God. Why would you do that? And the whole time, bro, my whole room, for me, my whole life, I have all these gifts. And I'm mad and I'm cursing at God because this one broke. You know, I'm not saying your situation, bro. I'm saying for me, why I was mad at God last month. And I still have my moments. And with the situation, I will give nobody, and I preach this a lot, especially on my podcast, where you can't give somebody enough power to dictate your day and your life. And I know, like, suicide is a big deal, and young kids commit suicide because they got heartbroken or whatever the situation is. And I'll give this, like, my situation, I'll give it a moment. Like, you can have this moment of my day. You can have this moment of my day where I'm going to be down and out about it. I'll be mad and sad. It's a moment. But I will not give you my day.
Yeah.
God has my day.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be sad because I have God. And God does not want me to be sad. I'll give you my moment. Call me my flesh for that moment. But other than that, no.
Yeah.
I'm not giving nobody power of my whole day and how I live my week or my month or the year of my life. And a lot of people do that, man. I don't care if it's your wife. I know it hurts and divorces and all that and whatever, but you can't give somebody that much power over you.
No, you can't, man.
Can't.
Or even situations, man. I've been learning just to bounce back, man. Yeah. Bounce back with certain situations because, we'll take a quick break, but when we come back, man, one of the key things that when my brother passed away is I lost who I was.
Yeah, how do you cope with this?
And how do I cope with it, man? I literally lost who I was, where I believe in some points I was even in an identity crisis.
Wow.
Because I just it broke me, man. It broke me to where I didn't even know where to start anymore.
I don't even want to imagine, bro.
Yeah. We'll be right back, guys. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy JR with JR and the Crew. Just a quick announcement. I know you're probably scrolling right there, right now, on the toilet, in your restroom at 7 a.m. in the morning. No, I'm just kidding. But look, don't forget to contact your legal team, Black Widow Investigations. You hear me always saying it. Criminal law, family law, you get in a motorcycle accident, even a car accident, or maybe you need some legal advice. Call Black Widow Investigations. They are waiting to take care of you. When other lawyers say, hey, there's no chance, man, you have no chance to win, call Black Widow Investigations and let them know that JR and the Crew sent you.
What's up, everybody? This is Carlos Puente here at the studios of JR and the Crew, Sangre Valley Now magazine. But you also know Cardon Media also has printing services. Look us up. If you need all your printing needs, come to us, Cardon Media.
All right, everybody, we are back, man, and we got Rocky Nash in the studio with myself, JR, and before we went out to break, man, we were talking about, stuff that we go through, and I was sharing about, because we want to share about the things that you said you were going through something last month, and about a week ago, even coming up to my brother's anniversary, I started reflecting, and it's been hard for me to, because that's what we talk about on the show. We talk about just real, man.
It's life, man.
It's been hard to. I'm barely getting my prayer back. I'm barely learning how to pray. Without saying my brother's name because he's passed, and I was crying this week, not this weekend, but the last weekend when he passed, because I finally realized, it hit me that I was like, dude, I think I confessed to God, like, I'm lost. Before my brother passed, I knew where I was headed. I had it planned. I knew what I wanted to do. I was going to do this, make this happen, do this. And now I finally was actually in the shower and I was listening to worship music and I just broke and I was like, I don't know where I'm going. Wow. I'm going through the emotion. And yes, I'm creating the opportunity. Yes, I'm creating doors and stuff. But I felt like I'm just going through the motion because I'm like if I was starting over again, like I'm trying to find myself, really trying to find myself. And that's never happened to me because I always knew, or people always like, JR knows where he's headed. JR knows what he's doing. And like my brother, I don't even put him on blast, but he says, you've just been very lucky. My young brother, because you're tall, you're good looking. And so you're lucky. And I told him, no, I just put myself in positions for the opportunity and stuff. And
so you're good looking?
Yeah. He looks like me, just shorter and bigger. Shorter and bigger.
Make sure you didn't throw that one in.
Yeah, shorter and bigger. My brother.
I'm making things up right now.
No, but my brother is very talented as well. He comes up with he writes songs, plays guitar and stuff. But this weekend, man, it's crazy. Not this week, last weekend, I was like, I need to start getting back into reading, praying. So I could start finding myself again. If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Oh, man. Like
really find myself.
I think the only way a person can truly, not earthly finding, but truly find your spiritual self, it has to be in the Bible, bro.
Yeah.
It has to be in the Bible.
It has to be in the Bible, reading your word, man.
I mean, you could think you know who you are, and to like, especially what happened with you, and and the moment right there, that's a life changer forever. Mm-hmm. That's a life changer, and like me even think I have 3 siblings, a younger sister, 2 older brothers, and I don't even like, if I were to think about it right now, I would break down and cry. Like I can't even phantom that. I don't want to because it'll just break me down right now. So what you're saying is like, wow, like, and I hear people that that lose their brothers and sisters or their parents, and I'm very fortunate that I have most everybody in my family still, and I just can't like, and my family's so close that it would rock our whole family.
Yeah, my brother was like, because he's the middle child, so he was like, kind of like the glue. Like he would call us, he'd call there, hey, what are you doing? Hey, come over. Hey, kind of create the opportunity to hang out and stuff. And even though we all hung out and stuff, but he did. And like when it hit me so hard, like my grandma passed, and when my grandma passed, it hit me.
Yeah,
cried. Boom. My brother knocked me out to where I laid in bed, bro.
How'd you get out of bed?
It hit me harder than it hit my mom. Where I laid in bed, even my daughters had to come up to me, bro.
Your brother's your first best friend, bro.
Yeah.
He's your best friend.
My daughters came up to me, and I had to tell my daughters, I can't help you right now. Do this. Oh, man. You got to go to your mom.
Wow.
And they usually come to me to comfort them, but they said, they go, I know, Dad. They go, I know. But I was like, because I couldn't, like, I was all, I couldn't. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even to this day, I feel God, little by little, I'm getting it back. But I believe the right way. Because I was a little cocky before my brother passed away. Like, oh, shoot, I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff's happening for me.
Tall and handsome.
And because I'm handsome and tall. No, and do that. And I, like, you're right. I believe because of God, I've stayed sane.
How do you, I know people say this, and it's probably I don't want to say it's a played out saying, but it's something we all heard if you don't go to church. Like, we talk about God's plan. You know?
A God's plan.
Like,
how was that God's
like,
plan?
or it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Like, how do you grasp that? Or people will tell you, like, for instance, oh, your brother's in a better place now, bro. Now, you don't want to hear that.
Oh, no.
I don't want him in a better place. I want him here next to me, right?
Yeah.
So when people tell you that and you're trying to be polite to them, like, oh, when somebody tell you, oh, this is God's plan, like, for you as a Christian man, how could you say that's God's plan?
It still wouldn't even... I couldn't comprehend that,
Like,
bro.
oh,
I couldn't even, like...
God needed him more than you need him. He needed his angel. Bro, what?
Yeah, no.
What? Right?
Yeah.
So how does a Christian man settle for that answer?
Yeah.
Do you, or...
No, I don't settle
It doesn't
for
make
that.
sense to you.
It doesn't make
so
sense.
God's
to me.
plan doesn't make sense to you. At least that part doesn't, right?
When they say it's God's plan, like you said, we're human. I don't understand that. I don't understand.
We never will.
I don't understand it. I don't understand the why. I don't think I'm ever gonna know until I get to heaven, bro. If I make it to heaven, well, I don't know if I'm. I don't think, or maybe one day when we're doing our thing, it's gonna hit me, boom, and I'm like, oh, okay. But as of right now, I don't see how it was his plan. Maybe it was God's plan for his life.
But do you feel like, just in any situation, like the greatest gift that God gave us, and I talked about today on my Rocky Nash podcast, is God gave us free will.
Yeah.
So is there God's plan? Of course. It's just like, this is just my personal opinion, where as a parent, we got plans for our kids. Like my son, I got plans for him, right? And if he asks me, what should I do? I'm going to go do this. If he asks for help, I'm going to help him get there. I believe with God, he has a plan for us. And he wants the best for us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, just like our kids, they have free will. And it's up to that person to go with God's plan. If like right now I'm asking God, like, what do you want me to do? Like what do you want from my podcast? What do you want from my love life? What do you want me being a dad? Like, what do you want from me? Cause what you want, just tell me, I'm gonna do it. Cause I surrender. For the most part, I'm like, as far as my plans, like me personally, I don't know what's good for me. Cause if I think personally, I'm gonna think in the flesh.
Yeah.
And flesh is only get you flesh is not a good thing, bro. So like I'll tell God, what do you want from me? So what do you want? So it's like a kid asking you, like, as a dad, like, hey, like, what do you want from me, Dad? And I go, this is what I want for you. And you go that plan, but at the same time, like, it's free will. So when things happen, just in life in general, sometimes it just happened.
Yeah. And
Right?
so
I'm not saying you're with your brother. I'm just saying in general,
'cause
life happens.
Somebody told me.
I think sometimes
And this is Jimmy, guys.
Yeah, it's Jimmy.
It's not an angel talking from it out of nowhere.
I
guy
will
just
say
talks out of
this. I will say this. Growing up in church and stuff, I'm a be honest with you, because you guys are being honest. I'm afraid of God's plan, and sometimes I don't even know if I'm walking in His plan.
For selfish reasons, you think?
I think because I've been in ministry for so long.
Okay.
I've got burned, and I've been in ministry in different and I just don't let me just revert.
So you don't trust the church, you're saying?
I don't trust people, but I'm learning how to trust God. And being in church, when somebody gives their life to God, they come out of that crazy life, or they turn from their wicked ways and stuff like that. Well, it's hard to turn from something you never experienced. I was a PK, grew up in church my whole life, so I've never experienced the world. So what you guys are seeing God's plan, I sometimes think, like, am I walking in God's plan, or am I afraid of God's plan?
Yeah. And that's good, because you know what's crazy about this whole thing, and I don't care how Christian you are. Like, life will never be perfect.
Oh, no.
You're going to go through struggle. There's going to be rainy days and storms. It's just that with God, we know that we'll get through that storm.
Yeah, He gives us the strength.
Yes. So it's crazy, because every Christian, like, no Christian could give 100%. It's literally impossible to give 100% to God. You could say, oh, like you get, both feet, 1 foot in, 1 foot up, both feet need to be in. Like, bro, show me that person.
In the Bible, they were still
Show
doing
me,
their thing.
show me that person, bro.
Yeah.
Like both feet are like. I get it. You can't be lukewarm. I and it sounds cute, and I get what they mean by it, but at the same time, like, I tell you this much right now. If I would give more than what I got right now, percentage-wise, and I gave more to God, and I really surrendered as much as I could, and I just, started reading the Bible more, go deep in prayers, even fast for a little bit, fast, just go dive really hardcore into it.
Yeah, just go all out.
Will my finances and all they get better? That's not a guaranteed.
No.
But you know what's crazy? Because when I was really deep into the Bible, and even at this point, like, I even stopped having sex, and I was just so, when I got saved and I was really involved in, I woke up so joyful. Like, and I don't think people know the difference between being happy and being joyful. Like, I think
That's a good one,
Christianity could only think of being joyful. Like, I woke up joyful, bro. Like, oh my God, I'm ready for today. So much joy in me. Like, I think earthly things can make you happy. I think happiness is temporary.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I think when you wake up joyful, it's hard to explain, but there's such a big difference between joyful and being happy.
Right, like a situation can make you happy.
Yes.
But then joy, we got to have joy
my
on a
God.
regular basis. And to walk in joy. But you know what? I feel that the number one thing people are always looking for, two things. I think it's peace and love. Peace and love. I know it's a cliche too.
Peace is
and
big,
love.
bro.
But
Peace is so huge.
People want peace and love because they're always like, people are searching for that love because they say that there's that emptiness that we feel and that love that only God could provide. And then of course you want peace because you know what, it is freaking chaos out there. It's chaotic in everything, in business, in life, in relationships, everything you go through. I mean, it's chaotic, but you just want that peace. And people are searching for peace. And I believe that once you start, like you said, digging into the Word of God, really searching, and stop trying to get something like, because people could read it like, I'm trying to get, if you're reading it with wrong motives again, trying to get something out of it, like because I've done this. I read the Bible to where it's saying certain things and I'm thinking of Rocky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is for Rocky. Oh, this is for Jimmy.
Yeah.
Oh, this is for this person.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is for this. And it's actually for you. That's why you're thinking all these people, because it's actually for you. It's ministering to you. So we have to learn to begin to apply those things into our life. And as we begin to read the Word and apply those things in our lives, instead of this is for Jimmy, oh, this is for him. Oh, shoot. Oh, hell yeah, man. Look at this. Because I've done that. Like I said, I read the Bible, or I'll be praying, Lord, change this person. No, start with yourself. Yeah. Lord, change me.
A lot of times, we're so quick. It's just human nature to judge people. And
no, it is.
There was a pastor was talking about this guy, and this guy goes to this church, and this guy just a loud guy at church. He's not toxic, but just very obvious that I don't know, bro. So pastor's all, this guy will always bug me, man. Like, and pastor said, I had to say about this guy was weird. It's loud and obnoxious, kind of, and every time you go to knock on my office, I go, oh man, what does this guy want? Like, and after a while, I mean, guys, pastors are human beings and they get annoyed just like us as well.
They have bad days.
Yeah, they have bad days. They have trouble in their marriages. And
and
his pastor's talking, he's all, man, this guy is weird, man. Like, you just get this vibe from this guy. And finally, his pastor goes, you know what? I just opened my office door and I had a long conversation with this guy. And at a young age, this guy lost his parents, lost his brother, lost his sister, and grew up in foster care and gangs, jail. And this guy went through all these things, bro, all these things. And I think they say he was molested at the foster home. And just crazy things, horrific things. And his pastor looked at him and he goes, I didn't think he was weird. I go, he looked at him and goes, how could you be so normal out of all the things you've been through? How could you be so normal? From him judging, say, this guy's kind of weird. At the end of the day, he opened up to this guy. He talked to this guy. He goes, how could you be so normal? And that's what we
Wow.
need to do as Christians, man.
Yeah.
We can't just judge people right away.
Yeah, that's what
You
we do. We
know?
judge them by what they look. We judge them by how they speak, what they're saying.
We were talking about that today. Is that there's some people. I don't want to bring it up. I'm not gonna say no names, but some
you brought
people.
it up. Just talk. Fool, go.
Some people were judging at the time when Junior lost his brother. He was judging. They were judging Junior about some stuff.
Or who I was hanging out with.
Who was
or is
hanging
he
out
doing
with,
this? He's
and
doing that.
they had no clue
With your church?
of who.
no, just people.
just
in
people
general.
in general. They had no clue of what he has been through.
Yeah, even
You
doing
know
the
what I'm
business
saying?
that I'm doing now because of prior Instagrams and stuff. They were like, "Oh my God, you know, you're he's a gang member. He's this," and they don't know because of the certain way I look, dress, or who I hang out with. But they didn't know that moment of what I was going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's just in.
Yeah,
Like it's hard not to judge people, and we do it every day. Like if we see somebody walking towards our car door, depending what they look like, you know, lock the door.
Oh shoot! I carry my knife. Well, I'm like,
No, that's what I'm saying. Like you could say we don't judge. we judge, guys. Like we
know what it
definitely
is?
judge.
that situation is this. You judge based on the scenario because you're like, I'm gonna like I walk this right here and I hear somebody come up from behind me. I don't care who it is because I'm like, oh,
Yeah, just PTSD. Right there. That's what that
like
is.
getting beat
How
down.
does somebody like I know there's listeners on right now and maybe they're coping
Yeah.
a situation which you went through, what you're going through, and I think
I am still going
I
through
think
it.
you're always gonna go through it. You know, how do you? What could be something you say to? I know you can't comfort them, but what's something that you could tell them? Like, can you tell them it's gonna be all right? Pray. Like, what could you tell somebody in that kind of? Because there's an old saying, you probably heard it, probably annoyed you, or if you heard this saying before, but there's a thing where like, you know, when you first go to, you know, the gym, you know, you lift 100 pounds, and your first time at the gym, your first day at the gym, you know, 100 pounds is kind of heavy. And it's hard to lift it, and you can't lift it. You need help. People need to help you lift this 100 weight, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you keep coming back, and you live and you live. You keep coming back. You keep hitting the gym. You keep hitting the gym. Little by little, that 100-pound gets lighter. It's still 100 pounds, but it's a little bit easier to carry. And can we say the same thing almost applies with you and your brother? Like, it's still heavy, and it's always in a way the same, but it gets easier carrying every day.
Yeah, no. The best, one of the best advices that was given to me is because I'm a type of guy that likes to hold it in. I don't like to let it out.
A lot of guys are like
I don't
that,
want to see
yeah.
people see. I don't want people to
Macho.
see me
Some
cry.
macho-ness.
Yeah, I don't want to see people because the way I was raised. You know, I don't want people to see me cry, this and that. So I hold it in. And the best advice that I was told, and it has helped me, is when that moment hits, go through it. Don't hold it. Just go through it. And I'm talking like, and I've learned that where I was in the gym.
Oh,
And I was lifting, and all of a sudden I started thinking about my brother, bro. I was crying, lifting,
you were listening to worship music too?
listening to worship music, bro.
Oh, I can only
it was
imagine, bro.
hitting hard, bro.
Oh, wow.
And I was like this, like,
Yeah.
because everyone's probably like, what the hell is this guy crying and
This
lifting?
guy
You
got
know?
testosterone shot. Kind on steroids.
Yeah, give me some, bro. But I had to go through it.
Wow.
Because that's the best way, because it's not wrong.
Not at all.
And certain moments or certain situations are going to remind you of that somebody. And instead of holding it in, it's better just to go right through it. Go right through it, and that moment will pass. Because you're not.
Yeah,
'cause
guys,
my thing,
don't go through it. Go through it.
go through it. And because one thing that gets me kind of bothered when people put gone but not forgotten. To me, my brother's not gone. He's with me. I know. I know. But that's, like you said, there's things that irritate you. That's what, because to me, he's still with me.
Yeah.
Because there's a song by Toby Mac.
I love Toy Mac.
He says that, you know, even though he's in heaven with you, but I have him in my heart still. So
Yeah.
to me, my brother's still in my heart. So it's like he's
Always
not
will
gone.
be, bro.
Yeah, and he's not gone. He's and for sure never gonna be forgotten.
And right now, the time that we're on Earth, it's a little glimpse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
for
a-
eternity in heaven.
Yeah.
I mean, for us, it's long 'cause we're here, but you're gonna see your brother.
And another thing about God's plan is this, guys. One thing somebody said to me that kind of made sense, and that's how I deal with God's plan for this situation, was it was God's plan for him at that moment, not for me. It wasn't
Yeah.
a plan that was meant for me. Maybe at that moment, God knew that was my brother's God's plan for my
Yeah.
brother, and that's what I have to accept.
I have so I like how you said about like, so I had a friend, my first friend ever passed away. I was 16 years old, he was 17, and I you know, this was before cell phones. This is like this is in I believe it was 95. Yeah, that's when he passed away. 1995 is when he passed away. I'm showing my age right now, but so I called his parent. I called his house, landline. I don't know if you guys know what landline is anymore. But I called landline, and his mom answered the phone, and I go there, and I go, "Is Angel there?" His name was Angel. I go, "Is Angel there?" "Oh no, Angel's died. Angel's dead." Like kind of, and the family's very involved in church to this day, and was very blunt, like, "What? He's dead." And before social media, so we couldn't find out. Like, you know, and, he ended up passing away, and he was, my friend obviously was very involved in gangs. We're from the same neighborhood, and I believe like. And this is even my homie Sleepy, who did 16 years in prison. He shot a cop, and his whole story. I don't know if you heard that podcast, the episode. It's a really good episode. And when my homie passed away, like I thought about it, like, cause he was hardcore. I go, maybe you can do life in prison, or you know, maybe there's something more crazier like that God didn't want you to go through. He took you. He go, let me take you now. Because I don't think you could survive prison your whole life.
That's what was told to me.
And then even with Sleepy, you know, he got in. Check out Sleepy on Rocky Nash podcast. It's a really crazy episode.
It's a great episode.
And he's talking about he's robbing a house, and the cop came. He shot the cop, and the cop was on the floor bloody. And he goes, I had 2 clips. I let the first clip, and I shot him, and I want the other clip to finish him off. I know where I put the clip in the car. I went in my car, got the clip, and it was gone. The clip was disappearing. He's all, to this day, I don't know where the clip's at. Like, it was where I left it. I know where my bullets are. The cholo, know where, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know where his cholos are. His cholos are. He knows where his bullets are. And I couldn't find it, bro. I wanted to kill the cop. And I hear him like leaving. He got arrested. He didn't, the cop didn't die. And this is back in the 90s. So like now he'll do like life in prison. But they gave him, he was a juvenile still. They gave him 16 years, and he did 16 years in prison. And I talked to him. I go, what do you think happened to that clip? He goes, I really think that God took that clip away from me. Because if I would have killed that man, if I would have killed that guy, I would have done life in prison. And not only that, if God didn't give me these 16 years in prison, if that didn't happen, I would have, this guy was he's a wrecking machine, dude. He's like, I would have done something else and got caught and did life in prison, or I would have died for it too, though. You know, so I think it's hard to grasp that, but sometimes God makes you go through this big old storm right now because he knows you couldn't handle a bigger storm. You know, like, and you're
exactly what you said is what they shared, that is God's plan for my brother's life, because maybe there was something that was going to be bigger that
could affect you or anybody
that could
else
affect us even more. But I need to take him right now because I know I have him right now, and I just need to take him.
And it's something we will never understand.
Yes.
And we're not supposed to understand God. Like, even we just talked about Solomon right now. And I always tell everybody, Solomon is my favorite. I don't like saying character in the Bible. He's my favorite person in the Bible. Yeah. And this Solomon, and this is where I like Solomon for this reason, guys. I just relate to him. Like, I can't really relate to him, but I would like to relate to him. Like, I would
love to relate to him.
But this guy, smartest man on earth, right? The Bible says he's the smartest man ever, pretty much. Solomon.
Yeah, he was.
Not only the smartest man, but the richest. I mean, his house, they have a whole scriptures of 2 pages, 3 pages of describing his house. Like, Jesus. I'm reading the Bible and go, this guy is like, humble yourself. You're describing your house way too much. Like, kick it, fool. Yeah. Kick it. And so I'm reading this guy, the smartest guy, richest guy. This guy has over 700 wives.
Amazing.
I mean, one's probably go crazy.
I only could deal with one.
Yes. So this guy has 700 wives, right? And you would think, like, to be in the flesh and be a man and say, I get any girl I want, have all the money in the world, and I'm the smartest dude in the world. Guy, even the smartest guy in even the Bible is an idiot.
Yeah.
Because this guy is the smartest guy in the world, but he still has 700 wives. Like, he's still like smartest guy in the world, but he's still backslid. He talked to God. He knows God, but he said, so this girl, like, let's say a girl goes up to him and this girl will worship, let's say, goats, for instance. Oh, like, my religion's goat. He's like, well, I believe in goats too. Like, he would change the religion to have sex and make this girl his wife. It's supposed to be the smartest guy. I go, it just showed you that no matter what kind of man, you're gonna be a jackass.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna be guys are idiots. And if Solomon is the idiot, then don't be too hard on your husband.
Yeah.
You know?
That's Solomon.
But at the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day with Solomon, he said all that meant nothing. All the money in the world, every girl in the world, bro, smart as he is, he said he couldn't, because God took the enjoyment away from him. So he couldn't enjoy those things anymore. So he goes, I couldn't enjoy anything without God. And once it wouldn't go back around, God is what gives you enjoyment. Not these earthly things. And Solomon, and that's why I read the Bible. We don't read the Bible. It says, oh, I thought you read the Bible, you're a Christian. And the Bible says, I go, bro, the Bible is stories of failure, like of fails. Like Solomon failed. David failed. Everybody, Abraham failed. Everybody failed. Paul wrote half of the Bible, New Testament, in prison. Jail letters. How many jail letters you get from your baby's daddy in prison? Jail talk. Jail talk. So when somebody says, "Oh, like have you read the Bible?" Because the Bible is a bunch of failed plans.
Peter denied Christ 3 times.
God, and that was his homie. And he
walked with Jesus.
And then you got Thomas. Oh, I need to touch him. Like, bro, you were chilling with him this whole time. What do you mean? Like, Thomas a doubter. Like, so.
That's crazy how you put it like that, bro. It's crazy.
No, bro. So when I read the Bible, they're not telling you do what I do. They're saying don't do what I do. Don't be idiot. Don't chase these girls. Don't chase the money. It's telling you not to do that. But here you are doing it anyways.
Man, he's preaching right now.
But that's what I'm saying. When you read the Bible, read it right, bro. Read it right. It's not what to do unless it's written in red. Then you might want to listen to that guy.
That's Jesus talking.
If it's in red, then Jesus wrote it. Then you might want to listen. But don't do what they do. Do what they don't do. Like, I don't want to do what that guy failed, bro. Failed 700 marriages. I'm going to take dating advice from Solomon? Like, no, bro. Get out of here.
No, man, exactly, man. I love the fact because, yes, the Bible teaches us what's not to do, but because we're still stuck in our own freaking mentality, in our own ways, we want to experience it ourselves when the Bible already told us what's going to happen, 100%. What's the consequence. We're going to have, even the Bible says it's better, better to marry than to burn. But it also says this, Paul says it's better to be single than to be married and have to deal with worldly affairs. Ooh. He says that. So, don't get me wrong, it's okay to get married. We get married. But I'm just saying they even put that to like have you think about it. Think about it before you do something, man. And that's what the Bible is. Just kind of guiding us.
Bible, guys, and basic instruction before leaving earth. There you go.
I love it, man. I love it. This was a great conversation, man. God's plan, man. This is what we're doing. I mean, I believe this is part of God's plan. I really believe it.
I love doing this show.
I love doing it, man. We're going to do it more.
Guys, share this, guy. If it's on Facebook, if it's on YouTube, wherever you're listening to, share with 3 friends. It's free to share, guys.
Yeah,
it's free to share. We're trying. We're not trying to be a toxic podcast or whatever it is, our show. Just just.
I did ask my buddy to come and sing a song, but now he's leading worship somewhere.
Oh, awesome.
But he was going to come, right, Jim? He was going to come and
I would love to worship.
Dude, you would fall in love with his voice, man. Okay. Next time, he says next time, so maybe in like 2 weeks. Then I'm going to be back in 2 weeks. We're going to be back in 2 weeks again. We're going to come back in 2 weeks. We'll do it again and have him come and do some worship and stuff, and then we could actually have a little unplugged session right here.
I like that.
All right?
Can I get a microphone to sing too?
Dude, yes, you can.
Won't.
Yes.
Okay, I will. Talk me into it.
Oh, you're pulling my arm, damn it. Well, all right, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. We'll see you guys with this episode in about another 2 weeks, man. I'll schedule with this guy because you know what? This is some good talks, man. We got to get this going.
I love
again.
it.
All right, Doc.
Well, we're out. Everybody have a blessed day, blessed week, and a blessed life. Hey, let's go.
What's up, everybody? I hope you guys enjoyed the show. But look, just a few things before you go. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching the show. We really appreciate it, but it's all about you and you helping us get the word out about JR and the crew. So, hey, don't forget, every Wednesday, 9 a.m.